The following Let's Play has been rated perfectly fine to watch. Any attempts to break the game are for entertainment value only. However, if any typos happen to be found, mwahahaha! We will return to Super Paper Mario as soon as, well, we have something to return with. In the meantime, hello everyone! Welcome to this game! To commemorate the release of DuckTales Remastered, I have decided to let's play the Game Boy version of the classic version, because people are going to be searching DuckTales all over the place on YouTube, and I decided to cash in on that. To help me cash in on that, I have brought along someone special. He was with us for a short time in the Super Mario RPG Revolution Let's Play. He is your old pal, the insufferable gamer, SirRosser.
Howdy, howdy. Pleasure to be here, Dre. Pleasure to be here.
Rosser has joined me because I have not played any version of DuckTales, and whenever you're going into a blind run, that kind of hurts the commentary a little, so he is here to help with the commentary, as well as be my guide, because as it so happens, he is very much familiar with the NES version of the game, and this game is pretty much a direct port of the NES version. Good times!
At least we're praying.
Now, some of you might be wondering, okay, what the heck is DuckTales, or what the heck is DuckTales Remastered? We'll get to that in a little bit, but we really need to get started on this game. So, we got 3 different difficulty levels here. Easy, normal, difficult. Of course you can read, so I didn't have to actually read them out loud. I don't know why I read them out loud, maybe I'm just struggling to come up with stuff to say. The difference between the difficulty levels is your health. On easy mode, your health is doubled. On difficult mode, there are less healing items to find. To make a Let's Play more interesting, one would normally go for the most difficult mode, but as it so happens, getting a game over in this game really is a game over. There are no continues. If you get a game over, you start completely over. So to avoid that, we're going to play on normal mode, because SirRosser says I should be able to handle normal mode.
It'll be tricky, but I think you got the chops.
Also, since we are playing on a Super Game Boy, I am of course going to be taking advantage of Super Game Boy features. Unfortunately, I don't have a custom border ready this time, especially since I don't have a Super Nintendo mouse yet. I tried recreating the background of the credits of the DuckTales TV show, and it was turning out ugly, so yeah. Instead, I'm just going to use one of the default borders, and for some reason, this border stands out to me. So we're going to use that. Now, as you can see...
Very Escher-esque.
Yes. So as you can see, we got 5 levels to choose from. Like with most games by Capcom, this game is made by Capcom, by the way. You can... Wow, that's interesting. The moon has an icon of cheese.
Yes, there's a reason for that one. It's a secret!
But anyway, you can choose whatever level you want in any order. We're going to start off with the Amazon because that's the first level, and I had a bit of practice with that level because I wanted to make sure the game worked, and I wanted to figure out how game overs worked. Now, since we are on the Super Game Boy, I decided to come up with a bunch of custom colors for these levels. And for the Amazon level, I have decided to go with 1752 3328 4896.
You know, I'm sure the folks are wondering, Dre, how long does it usually take you to jigger these out?
Jigger what out?
These custom color schemes.
Took me a little bit. I basically had to go into each level and compare NES screenshots and basically fiddle around until I had something that looked right. Because when it comes to Game Boy and Super Game Boy in particular, coming up with custom colors is hard because you still only have 4 colors to work with, and that includes black and white.
You know, I begged and begged my parents to get me a Super Game Boy when I was a kid, but I never got one.
And there's our color scheme, so let us start the Amazon. And here we are. We are playing as Scrooge McDuck, multi-quadzillionaire, and we're going to jump on a monkey. In this game, we jump on enemies by using Arcane as a pogo stick. I don't recall Scrooge McDuck ever doing that in the TV show, but, you know...
Yeah, me neither.
They had to come up with some way to have him attack enemies, otherwise we'd be pretty much screwed. And of course, Scrooge McDuck can climb, and I don't know how I'm supposed to reach that other than I can bounce on these at least. Screw those vines.
Quick tip for you, Dre. There's a mechanic that you haven't introduced yet, but once you do, you can golf swing those tree stumps.
You can?
To get prizes. It's a secret.
Well, I'm going to go back to the beginning then and get those tree stumps.
At least you can some of them.
Interesting. Where's the other one? Awesome. Thanks for the tip. Also respawning enemies. Now, interesting thing about the pogo stick mechanic, even though you can jump pretty much anywhere, it automatically breaks if you are too far off the edge of the platform. I guess you can't pogo stick off of mid-air. Even though he can stand like this, he can't pogo stick like that.
I understand that's something they recreated for the recent remake.
And which remake would that be? Do tell.
Well, I'm glad you asked. You see, there's a brand new remake of DuckTales, which features all of the levels kind of remixed with some new surprises, and they got most or all of the original voice actors to do the voices for the cutscenes.
That sounds awesome.
It sure does. I know I'm gonna be getting it next payday.
Wow, did I just die? Moreover, did I just die and collect those power-ups while I was falling off the screen?
By cracky, I think you did.
Do stuff respawn? Nope.
Yeah, and it looks like the hit detection's a little wonky, too.
That might be the case. It's a pretty old game.
But that's okay, we love it anyway.
Well, you love it. I've yet to reserve judgment.
Fair enough.
Alright, let's try this again.
Now in the NES version, there was actually a wall to the left with a secret area behind it.
Okay.
The thorns on the ceiling make for kind of tricky pogoing. You kind of have to let go of the buttons and then reapply them before you hit the ceiling.
Not terribly easy. Shame that
it is an acquired skill.
Yeah. Shame that 1-up doesn't respawn. I might actually get a game over after all. On the first level, no less.
Well, it does take a while to get the hang of it. A lot of these controls are kind of esoteric. Just make sure your pogo lands directly on the enemy's noggin.
Yes, I noticed that.
Now this one you'll kind of have to bait it and then... yeah, there you go.
Actually, I'll wait before doing that.
Yes, this seems familiar. You should be able to jump right over there.
Yep.
And if you pogo around like a madman, you should be able to make some diamonds appear.
And health. I needed health. Alright. Hooray for secrets. Now I have to try to make it back. Aww. That was good too. Let's see what's over here then. More treasure. Ooh, including hidden gems in the air.
Yeah, see, this is actually different from the NES version.
Aww. Oh well.
I like that little eyeball shaking when he hits a solid.
Yeah, kinda cute. Little nice touch.
Because no respectable Scotsman would be complete without mad golf skills. Now in the NES version, you could also go up one of those other vines to find some secret items.
Oh really?
Though I am not sure if it is the case here.
I'm sure there's gonna be various differences in this game. Oh, there we go.
Hey, hey.
And this is why I brought SirRosser along. Anything up on the ledges?
Try pogoing on them. That sometimes knocks items loose. No such luck.
Oh well. Found stuff anyway.
I'm a little disappointed that they don't have the Venus flytraps in this version. They had a couple of cute animations when you got caught in them. Nice.
Took me a moment to
Some
figure out
cool
how to
guns.
do that. Alright. And we have everyone's favorite character, Launchpad.
Yep.
And I missed.
Yeah, this is what I consider to be the first of the really tricky jumps in this game.
And unfortunately, the second one is right after that.
Luckily, if you can take out the Amazon, it's smooth sailing for at least a couple of levels after that. This is one of the trickier ones. Just kind of grooving on the music.
Alright, I'll just jump earlier this time. There we go. Here's the other tricky jump.
Watch out for bees.
Ah!
Ooh.
I went too far off the edge. And game over. Alright then. Easy mode it is. As far as I'm aware, there's no difference in endings if you choose a easier difficulty.
No, it will be equal. Also, I believe, yeah, it's not so much that you have more health, but it's the equivalent of it because the enemies do less damage.
Yeah, you essentially just take twice as many hits.
Now, I will say, toot my own horn a bit, I remember this is the very first game as a kid that I actually beat on hard mode. But to be fair, I had a couple years of practice. Those were good times, good times.
Takes a moment for that spider to realize it's dead.
That's a delayed reaction bludgeoning. What hit you there?
I hit the spikes. I don't know why I was
Ooh.
bouncing on those blocks. I could just swing at them.
Now, did you say you did or didn't watch the cartoon much?
Oh, I watched the cartoons lots. In fact, I have all 4 DVD sets. Oh, I'm sorry, all 3 DVD sets because Disney's too lazy to release the last set.
Oh, burn. Yes, I too watch this show fairly often.
Yes, for those who are not aware, DuckTales the video game is based on DuckTales the TV show, and the TV show eventually got popular enough that they eventually even made a movie out of it.
Oh yes, the Legend of the Lost Lamp, wasn't it?
Something like that, yeah. Movie didn't do too well financially, so that was the end of movies based on TV shows, and they proceeded to make TV shows based on movies instead.
That was the reason. But no, the show was not only great, but also the comics and, you know, little vignettes and whatnot. I have never seen a really bad DuckTales product.
They probably exist, but I wouldn't know where. Also, apparently whenever you duck, it takes a moment for your hat to fall with you.
You oughta bolt that thing down.
I haven't read too many of the comics myself. There was one in particular, though, that I found really interesting. It was apparently the story went that Scrooge McDuck was tired of having all of his money sitting in... Oh, here's a Venus flytrap.
Oh, they do have them.
I'm not going to find out what happens if I land on it.
That's for the best.
But anyway, Scrooge McDuck wanted, was like having bad omens of his money and decided to arrange his money in such a way that he could see where all of it was. So he built a bin where he could lay out all of his coins flat on the ground and see all of them at the same time. And apparently, the new money bin was so big that quite literally it had its own horizon.
Now, here's a trick you can do. You go back with Launchpad, you get all the money over again. That way it does respawn.
I understand this is also a good way to get infinite lives.
Also, there's some kind of trick where if you go back with Launchpad, in the NES version, Launchpad is right there. Also, you can hop over that wall to find secrets. To the left. Yep.
Yep, I've actually already figured this room out. It's apparently a shortcut to the boss of the level.
Yeah, you don't want to take the shortcut to the boss because then you miss out on a lot of money.
Yeah, so I'll only go about so far and then I'll return and see what I haven't seen yet. Extra life. Gonna need those apparently. Alright, down there is where the boss is. Let me see if I can grab this. Alright. Now the other path I haven't quite explored yet, so let's see what that is like.
Word of warning, be ready to run and pogo like crazy.
I'll keep that in mind.
Oh, actually it's different. Never mind. We'll see if it has something similar.
Invincibility. I don't know what's down there, but invincibility. Aww. Aww. Well, that wasn't wasted of invincibility.
Remarkably few of those in the game.
Nice to know this has given me plenty of lives now.
Very much worth the detour.
I bet those lives aren't there on hard mode. Ceiling here, you can't go over here.
And a spida, a spidididi, a spidididi, an arachnid! Now, in the NES version right here, you don't actually have to pay that guy. There's a trick. You can lure an enemy in and bounce off of its head to grab the bare nubbin of the rope at the top.
Well, let's go ahead and respawn this guy then.
See if it works. Couldn't hurt.
Over here. Over here.
I don't think he's coming back.
No, he's just gonna die.
He had
Alright.
places to go. Looks like they fixed it for this version.
Apparently. Far as I know, this was released like a year after the original. Okay, ask me the question again, seriously. Also, I just realized there's a time limit, and it's almost down to 100.
Oh, I thought you knew.
Yeah, I knew there was a time limit, I just sort of forgot.
You're almost to the boss, though. A word of advice about the boss. Oh, that guy got you. That's a neat little animation, I think. But a word of advice about the boss. It's one of those where when he hits the ground, he stuns you and shakes the ground. So be in the air when he lands.
Hey there, whichever one you are.
Let's see, which one wore the light beige? Okay, that was the area I was thinking about.
Okay, you know what? I do not feel like trying to deal with that jump, so I'm just going to skip to the boss.
Easier if you don't try to pogo it.
I wasn't pogoing it.
Ah,
The ceiling's just too low.
screen lag.
Not dealing with it. So let's just... Hi, boss.
I used to know what this guy was called, but I no longer do.
And there we go, that was easy. None of
Piece
you will
of the
get to
cake.
find out what's over there, so too bad. And there we have found the King's Back Scratcher.
Haha. What better gift for the man who has everything?
This is like the only game I can think of where you can reach 19 million points in the first level.
That is insane.
Alright, so we got 4 more levels to go through, can't return to the Amazon. So, we'll go to these other places. Eventually, next time. But first, one little plug, as long as this is the first episode. You should all check out SirRosser's channel. He's let's playing some game involving claymation and Honey, I Shrunk the Scientist.
Ah yes, Harley's Humongous Adventure.
It looks interesting, so you should all check it out.
Well, thanks for the plug, man. I appreciate that.
So next time we will go to a place. I'll see you then.